Listen, I'm all for new healers coming into the game, and Lynx coming to Honkai Star Rail has been a blessing for a lot of people in all honesty, and I think that that's a wonderful thing because people want to run a mono quantum team. However, some people don't know how to build a healer, so today we're going to be going over how to build Lynx, not only from level 1 to level 80, but of course how to build her kit-wise. Now, of course, today if you guys like the content, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell to be notified when the next Honkai Star Rail video comes out. And also, check out Gamer Subs, y'all. 10% off of your purchase using code Tystra. Gluten-free, keto-friendly energy, natural caffeine. It's gonna be an amazing thing for you. But without any further delay, let's go ahead and hop right into it. Lynx, being the little sister of both Serval and Gepard, is of the Abundance path, which of course we know is the healer pathway. You know, that's the best way I could put it. Quantum also, so she is going to be crucial for your quantum mono quantum team. Sorry about that. Which works really, really well. We needed a healer in the quantum typing, so that's perfect. But first, let's go ahead and talk about how to ascend her. First things first, you're going to need 12 of these extinguished cores. Now, these cores, followed by the glimmering core and the where is it? There it is, the Squirming Core. You get these from the monsters that are in Rivet Town and Backwater Pass. They drop from them, so make sure that you're farming these daily. I actually need to go and farm a lot of the enemies, so. But anyways, back to what we're talking about. You're gonna need 12 of these Extinguished Cores. You're gonna need 13 of the Glimmering Cores, which you're gonna need, you know, more of these Extinguished Cores, and we'll get to that here in a second. Followed by 12 of these Squirming Cores. Now remember, Hoyoverse likes to work in the rules of 3, which means that 3 Extinguished Cores make a Glimmering Core, and 3 Glimmering Cores make a Squirming Core. And then, of course, you're also going to need 50 of these Nail of the Apes, which is from the new Stagnant Shadow, where you have to beat up the ape, the big giant ape boy. It's a very simple battle. Just remember that when you're battling the ape, if you use your skill, it's going to auto-target you. Or that character. So if you have Xuan or you have a preservation character, make sure that they have enough speed to where they're using their skill before the ape hits. You'll be fine. Honestly, Stagnant Shadows aren't that hard anyway, so no biggie. But yes, you're going to need all of this plus 50 of the Nails of the Ape, which means that you're going to be fighting that boss battle a total of 10 times if you're at max level, because it's going to drop 5 of the Nail of the Ape every time you do it at max level. So yeah, just make sure that you get all that and you'll be able to ascend from level 1 to level 80. Now, of course, let's also talk about where is it? I guess we'll just go do it from here. I thought that there was a little table, but we'll go from here. We're also going to talk about all the trace materials, and this is to get your get Lynx fully traced up, right? So you're gonna need Seeds of Abundance. Now, these come from the actual, like, the stuff that costs like 10 Trailblaze power. You get these from them. You're gonna need a total of 12 Seeds of Abundance. You're gonna need 54 of the Sprouts of Life, which is the evolved form of the Seeds of Abundance. And then, of course, you're also going to need... Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Right here. The Flower of Eternity. You're gonna need 105, which is a lot. And again, rules of 3. These Seeds of Abundance, 3 of those are going to make these Sprouts of Life, and 3 Sprouts of Life are going to make the Flowers of Eternity. Now, of course, those same monsters that you were battling before in Backwater Pass or Rivet Town, boom, they're back. You're going to need 28 of these Extinguished Cores. You're going to need 42 of the Glimmering Cores, and then, of course, 42 of the Squirming Cores. So add those up to the 12, 13, 12 from above. So you're going to need in total 40 of these Extinguished Cores. You're going to need 55 of these Glimmering Cores, and then you're going to need 54 of these Squirming Cores. Really weird that you need more of the Glimmering Cores than you would Squirming Cores, but I digress. I'm not going to complain. The blue ones are a lot easier to get. All right. So again, rules of 3 on that one as well. But, of course, not only are you going to need those materials, you're also going to need the Regrets of Infinite Ochema, which you have to fight Fantilia for. You're going to need a grand total of 12 of those, and then followed by 5 Tracks of Destiny. So again, this is only if you want to fully trace out your Lynx, which would make sense if you do, because again, she's a good healer from what her skills show, which is what we're going to be talking about next year. So we already know how her attack is, and we already know she's quantum, so we don't really have to touch up on her ice champion technique, which is weird that she's called ice. It's called ice champion technique, but deals quantum damage. But let's talk about the skill. Salted Camping Cans, which is the skill for restoration. Energy restoration is at 30. Weakness break is at 0 because this is going to be a healing skill. Applies survival response to a single target ally and increases their max HP by 8.75 of Lynx's max HP plus 256. If the target ally is a target on the path of destruction or preservation, the chance of them being attacked by enemies will greatly increase, and survival response lasts for 2 turns. Restores the target's HP by 14% of Lynx's max HP plus 410. Now, why that's important? Let's say you have Lynx paired up with either the Fire Trailblazer or even Xuan. You want them to be attacked to activate their skills and, you know, all that stuff. So, making it so that you heal them and put that aggro on one of the preservation characters is fantastic because it keeps Lynx's survivability up there. Now, I don't know about y'all, but it always seems like Abundance and Harmony characters are the first ones targeted in battle, aka Tingyun is always getting destroyed on my team. However, this is a character that's going to help you keep any of those types of characters, especially if you're like me, where you run a DPS, a buffer slash debuffer, a healer, and of course a preservation unit to take all the damage. So that works out pretty good. Now let's go ahead and talk about some bonus traces on this. If you get the advanced surveying, after a target with survival response is hit, Lynx regenerates 2 energy immediately, which is great for the ultimate, and it works out perfect. Speaking of the ultimate, let's go ahead and talk about the ultimate real quick. Snowfield First Aid. It is a energy restoration of 5, so you get 5 back after you use it. Dispel 1 debuff from all allies and immediately restores their respective HP by an amount equal to 15.75% of Lynx's max HP plus 461, which is really, really good because the fact that you're not only debuffing or dispelling a debuff, my apologies, you're restoring a good amount of HP, it looks like, in total. So fantastic on that. And then of course you got your talent, Outdoor Survival Experience. When using Lynx's skill or talent, applies continuous healing to the target ally for 2 turns, restoring the target's ally's HP by an amount equal to 4.2% of Lynx's max HP plus 123 at the start of each turn. If the target has survival response, the continuous healing effect additionally restores HP by an amount equal to 5.25 of Lynx's max HP plus 154. Now, Lynx is very, very good in regards to healing. As you can see, all her stuff is about that healing. Not only that, but we got bonus traces for her talent. Exploration Techniques increases the chances to resist crowd control debuffs by 35%. That's a huge bonus. And then Survival in the Extreme extends the duration of continuous healing effect granted by talents for 1 turn. So this will become 3 turns of continuous healing. That's big. Big. And then of course we got one last thing to talk about, the Chocolate Energy Bar technique, which is your E that you use before you go into battle if you do. After Lynx uses her technique at the start of the next turn, all allies are granted her talent's continuous healing effect lasting for 2 turns. That's big boy good stuff. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, of course, that's how to ascend and what Lynx does, but what would you build her with? Now, I was looking at this a little bit. Let's talk about light cones first. This light cone would work probably the best for her. And this is Bailu's light cone, Time Waits for No One. Increases the wearer's max HP by 18% and outgoing healing by 12%. When the wearer heals allies, record the amount of outgoing healing when any ally launches an attack. A random attacked enemy takes additional damage equal to 36% of the recorded outgoing healing value. The type of the additional damage is of the same type as the wearer's. The additional damage is not affected by other buffs and can only occur once per turn. That's big because, again, with how much healing that Lynx is going to be doing, you're going to be putting out a lot of good damage for Time Waits for No One. But what if you don't have a 5-star? Well, Post-op Conversation is a really good one. This is one of the best light cones in my opinion, just in general. Increases the wearer's energy recharge rate by 8% and increases outgoing healing when they use their ultimate by 12%. And the reason why I say this is one of the best in general is because it's very simple and it works exactly the way that any healer should do in the first place. This works for any healer regardless, and it's always up there as one of the best ones to use for your healers. You know, talking about everybody else like Natasha, Luocha, Bailu. Great light code. We also have this one, the Quid Pro Quo. This one, at the start of the wearer's turn, regenerates 8 energy for a randomly chosen ally, including the wearer, whose current energy is lower than 50%. This is good because, again, you want to be able to get your ultimate back most of the time, so this actually can help that. I wouldn't say that it's the best one to go for, obviously, but, you know, it's something if you somehow don't have post-op conversation, you could go for. And then, of course, we have Warmth shortens Cold Nights. Increases the wearer's max HP by 16%. When using a basic attack or skill, restores all allies' HP by an amount equal to 2% of the respective max HP. Now, this one I think would actually go above Quid Pro Quo, only because the fact that you're not only increasing the max HP of Lynx, which she needs to give more healing, but you're also healing 2% of the respective max HP for each character, which is really good. So that would be, I would say, honestly, if you were to go for light cones, if you had the 5-star light cone, time waits for no one, go for that one, followed by post-op conversation, Warmth, shortens Cold Nights, and then Quid Pro Quo. Now, of course, let's talk about relics now, because relics are going to be a little bit, not an issue, I would say. That's not really how I would express it, but you want to make sure that you have good relics. Now, the funny thing is that if you were farming for Xuan, it's the same type of farming you would need for Lynx. First off, let's talk about Longevous Disciple. You're mainly only going to be using the 2-piece of this set if you truly want to boost up what you're going to do for Lynx. The 2-piece increases max HP by 12%. Now, of course, if you're like me and with your Xuan, you went with a 2-piece of that with 2-piece of Messenger Traversing Hackerspace, which increases speed by 6%. And then, of course, if you truly wanted to use the 4-piece Hackerspace, it makes sense to do that. I wouldn't tell you otherwise, but I wouldn't do it personally. When the wearer uses their ultimate on an ally, speed of all allies increases by 12% for 1 turn. It's good because you get that speed boost, but if you're doing a 4-piece, you're losing out on possible healing. So I would definitely recommend 2-piece Longevous, 2-piece Messenger Traveling Hackerspace. But if you wanted to do another 2-piece, do 2-piece Longevous and then 2-piece of the Passerby of Wandering Cloud. Increases outgoing healing by 10% to really capitalize on that healing. So that's a good one as well. So I would say use any of the 2-piece combinations that I just talked about. And then if you're really desperate and need a relic set and you're just not getting those 2 pieces that you need, then I would say 4-piece of Messenger Traversing Hackerspace. Sorry. Excuse me. But of course, we also need an orb and a chain. And we're going to talk about Fleet of the Ageless being one of the best ones out there. Honestly, it's perfect for your Lynx. 2-piece increases the wearer's max HP by 12%. When the wearer's speed reaches 120 or higher, all allies' attack increases by 8%. Easy peasy. Love that 2-piece right there. You could also get a 2-piece of the Broken Keel. 2-piece increases the wearer's effect resisted by 10%. When the wearer's effect resistant is at 30% or higher, all allies' crit damage increases by 10%. It's good, especially if you want your Lynx to not be affected by stuff, because you're going to be focusing on effect resistance a little bit. But of course, we also have the Sprightly Van Walk. Van Walk here increases the wearer's energy restoration rate by 5%. I wish they just would have said energy recharge. When the wearer's speed reaches 120 or higher, the wearer's action is advanced forward by 40% immediately upon entering battle. Now, I definitely say that this would be good for the most part, but this is like a last-ditch effort. If you need to heal right away, then you would say, like, go for the Sprightly. Fleet of the Ageless is definitely the best option for your Lynx here. Now, if we're talking about Lynx, let's go ahead and dive in a little bit to how you're going to be looking at stats here. Now, your main stat obviously is HP percentage. That's what you're going to be basing your healing off of, followed by speed, because you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of stuff like Fleet of the Ageless here, where your speed's at 120, you're getting an increase of attack to all your party members, followed by effect resistance, because you don't want your Lynx to be affected by anything, and of course, HP flat. Now, if you're looking at, like, let's say, if you're looking at base stats for, you know, let's say the Longevous set, like you're looking for your two-piece, like the torso and the boots, you want your torso to be HP percentage or outgoing healing, and you want your boots to be speed. And then followed by, for like, let's say if you want to use the Fleet of the Ageless, you want your orb to be HP percentage, and then of course your chain to be energy restoration rate. Those would be the big things that you need to make sure that Lynx does her good stuff. Lynx is a really interesting character, and honestly, it's one of the healers I might try and build up. I do have Luocha and I do have Bailu, but Lynx looks like she's going to be a fun healer character. I tried out her trial, and it looked really, really sick as I was playing her. But overall, I think that she's going to be a really, really good abundance character for your teams. If you're looking for free to play, I know that you could use E6 Natasha, but I really strongly suggest using Lynx here, because her outgoing healing in general is fantastic. Now, don't just take my word for it. Try her out in the trial and see how you feel. Of course, y'all, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to entertain you. I do have one thing I want to point out. The amount of love and support from these videos recently has been phenomenal. I've gotten so many of you commenting on my videos. I haven't been able to keep up, and just so much love. I'm gonna respond to comments as much as I can, but we're almost at 950 subs as of this recording, and that's so awesome. Thank you so much. Anyways, y'all, that's gonna be it for today. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, we will catch you all in the next video. Please take care and be safe.